I've said it a number of times in the last few weeks that between the 24th of January and 21st of February is always it's the most powerful time of the year. And combine that with other things, even astrological things that are going on now, the dead of winter. I just tell everyone, fasten your seatbelt, and that in another week, a week and a half or so, it's going to be like spring. It's going to be like a whole kind of rebirth that's going to take place. I know for me, it's been very, very powerful this time, but also very difficult. And I felt a lot of resistance in myself and a lot of, stuff. But it's stuff I've been feeling for years that comes at this time of the year. And we have to learn from nature. We're in the dead of winter. Everything dies so that everything can be reborn. And basically, that's what's going on now. At least for me. I don't say it's going on for all of you. And I've learned that in this cycle, surrender, very deep surrender, letting go of everything is essential, and becoming so focused on having a spiritual life. And even if the energy doesn't move very quickly inside, it's that focus on having a spiritual life, doing your inner work, and really working through these difficult times that enables a human being, when spring does come, and I use spring metaphorically, it really is a time of rebirth. So, it might, for me, this time of the year is like that. For many of you here, it could be another time of the year that's like that. But whenever it is, fasten your seatbelt and go through it and keep focusing on one essential factor, that we're born here to have spiritual lives. We're born here to truly connect with God. And whatever we have to go through, It's just our karma. And it really is the things that we have to work out in order to continue on that path that leads to spiritual enlightenment. I share this with all of you because I can't believe I'm that different than everyone else. I'm sure everybody has that month of the year, that time of the year, when it seems to be almost impossible. It's not impossible. I've been through impossible so many times in my life that I know that impossible is just an opportunity to come to a place in myself where there's great possibility for rebirth, for growth, deepening my connection with God, opening more. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? And now, we got dead of winter, we have Mercury in retrograde, we have this distance between Rudy's birth and death. And, on top of it, we have the coronavirus we have to deal. I mean, it's a very difficult time. But it's also a time, to use in a conscious way, because the kind of difficulty will make everybody stronger. It really, when this thing finishes on some level, it'll really open us in such a deep way that that it's a miracle we can go through these things and we can use them to really deepen our spiritual life. There's always excuses to not do. There's one real excuse to do, and that has to do with the need to be with God, to have a spiritual life. That's the reason to do, and that's the reason that gets us through whatever we have to go through in our life. and everything passes. Everything comes and goes. And it's all just the drama of the moment that interferes with our real purpose, which is to truly open deep enough to attain a state of spiritual enlightenment, a one with the higher energy of the universe. It's real freedom. It's the only freedom. I mean, people think there's political freedom. That to me is like a lot of nonsense. There's no political freedom. There's no racial freedom. There's no business, money freedom, economic freedom. You know, I mean, all of it, just really adds to the layers of prison we live in until we finally get free of ourselves. And all of these things just become opportunities to grow. The only real prison a human being lives in is the prison they create for themselves. And they can use any excuse. It could be racial, it could be political, it could be money, it could be relationship, family. Understand? It's all things we use as excuses because we haven't really gotten free of ourselves. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? And God, God bless these classes exist so we can get the energy to do what I'm talking about. That's why they exist. That's why they've been made possible. That's why Zoom has made this possible, so that people can get the energy to do what I'm talking about, including myself. Because what I'm talking about is the single most difficult thing to do on the earth. We need energy, we need Shakti. And it's easy, oh, I got this, I got that, I can't make it. Instead of, when you're hungry, you eat. If people are not hungry, they will never get to God. I mean it, for spiritual energy. They will never get there. They'll spend their life with this kind of phony self-satisfaction, and it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. I remember I once told Rudy, I said, I'd like to go to India. So he said, what would you do there? I said, I would go and join an ashram and meditate and chant. And he looked at me with a smile on his face, dude, if you go there, the only thing that'll ever grow is your ass. That's what he told me. He said, just think about that for a while. Thought about it. I said, he's right. I was sitting there in the middle of probably the greatest energy pool I'd ever been confronted with in my life, talking about going to India to chant mantras, and he said, what'll grow is your ass. So take advantage of this. I don't know how much longer this is going to go on. Take advantage of it. Everything changes in life. It all changes, So please, all of you, just understand the miracle of what we're doing here. And it's a funny thing because it's being done through computers and technological things. And God, I don't even understand how this works, Zoom, But all I know is it's made it possible for this energy to be transmitted to all of us. So take advantage of it. Don't ever assume, because people assume that Rudy would be around another 40 years. And one day he was gone. Not saying that I'm going anywhere right now, but he was gone. And a lot of people are still shell-shocked today that he was no longer there. The classes were no longer there. The energy was no longer there. So take advantage of what God gives us. It's really important. And it's not that I'm looking for students. I'm not. I'm just trying to advise people from my own experience of things that are real, Take advantage of them. Does anybody have a question they would like to ask? Okay, well, bless you all and thank you. And, you know, there'll be class Tuesday. I hope you're all there, and God bless you all. And thank you for being here and sharing this incredible way that we found to connect with each other and also to connect with God. And hopefully I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.